there in 3 minutes after I was being clubbed on the head. On the other hand, must I run to the kitchen to find a knife and go into close hand-to-hand combat, which I have done in the past. In favor of pro-handgun control, I feel that a law should be passed so that each citizen who wants a handgun be subjected to psychiatric tests before he is allowed to have one.
No way could I, or most of my friends, be able to handle a handgun. We couldn't protect ourselves, but I think the Skokie police could. I think they could a little better than I could. I couldn't handle a handgun. And if one child, just one, is saved because that handgun is not available for them to play with, I say, let's pass the handgun control bill. If it saves just one baby, it's worthwhile. And I'm wondering, in this audience here, how many of these people are Skokie residents, either pro or con? I'm curious because it seems to me when I was standing out in the lobby before the meeting started, there was an awful lot of organization. I don't know, I won't say who was organizing, but it seemed overwhelming to me, a little overrated. Thank you.
Even the opponents of the law would choose to abide by the law.
We all know that there is a deep sense of insecurity among large segments of our population. This sense of insecurity has unfortunately led some people to the false notion that possessing a handgun will provide them with protection. In reality, a handgun, instead of providing protection, is a potential source of injury to the family of the gun owner. The use of handguns in domestic quarrels, the accidental discharge by a child, and the attempt to thwart a real or supposed threat has often led to the tragic death or wounding of the handgun owner's loved one or the handgun owner him or herself. Possessing handguns in our homes are a significant source of guns for the criminal element who burglarizes those residences. Possession of these handguns does not prevent burglaries because most home invasions take place when the occupants are outside their homes. In addition, such a measure will provide us with a clear statement to our community and the surrounding communities about the problem of violence. The biblical ideal as expressed by the prophet Isaiah is for a world without weapons, where no individual race will raise his or her hand to strike another, where enmity and violence will be banished. Such a world will only become possible when we as a people are willing to ban the instruments of violence. Thank you very much.
Mr. Mayor, Trustees, I'm Frank Weinberg, 9426 Kent Vale. I've been living there for 30 years. I have no intention whatsoever to speak tonight, and therefore not prepared. However, outside, I was giving this pamphlet, which I believe all you should read. I'm also a senior citizen, and I believe one of the prerogatives of a senior citizen is that he has lived long enough to see an awful lot of numbers. A few things in the nonsense department can happen. The very idea that on the other side of the town where I was, it was the Jews who had turned in their guns and all others too, we so preposterous. Obviously, in this country, and I believe in America, it would be everybody, not just the Jews who would suffer. May I please tell you respectively that because I'm an American by choice, because I was not born here, I believe in the Constitution, and I will uphold it at any cost. And a law is a law is a law. It is you who have the right to make a ordinance, not a bunch of people whom, quite frankly, I must say, since I have this on the other side, I would be afraid of, physically afraid of. People who talk the way, and if you would point a gun at me, those are people I'm afraid of. And this has been the case. I have no idea whether I took a residence or not. I cannot accuse anybody of that thing. But let me tell you, please, in the head, not only of myself, but all senior citizens, we don't want anger. We believe in the police of the village of Skokie. We believe in the village of Skokie, state of Illinois, United States of America. Thank you.
In response, I said that the referendum, as a vote of deciding issues, should be used in very rare occasions for really important problems, which a gun ban is not. Otherwise, we should treat solving problems in government to the elected representatives of the community on all levels, city, state, and federal. The legislature proposed I go to the leader. The leader turned out to be Mr. Lieberman. After repeating the usual argument of the program enthusiast, Mr. Lieberman took a few steps to the side and said, in a raised voice, he tells me, and I quote, you know, if the Jews in Poland each had a gun, 6 million Jews wouldn't be slaughtered. See the stark expression of other Lieberman case, he added, and I quote, well, at least they would have taken 6 million Nazis with them. This evidence left me speechless. Have you heard a more ridiculous, more powerful statement? This statement is at the level and on a par with the famous unintelligible English of an obscure professor from Northwestern University, and the Holocaust never happened. Both are devoid of any sense. In September 1939, the Polish army under General Sikorski, armed to the teeth, got apart in a few weeks under the onslaught of the German armies. All over Europe, the modern armies equipped with sophisticated weaponry in France, Belgium, Czechoslovakia, Hungary, and Iran were collected one after another, unable to withstand the terrible war machine of the Nazis. And all the British Poland needed to save their lives with a little handgun, like the one under like the one Mr. Lieberman is praying for. No wonder that Mr. Lieberman turned away
Let's stay next speaker, please.
My name is Deborah Alexander. I'm graduating from the research from Canada. I'd like to speak from the view of an attorney, and having also been a criminal defense attorney. I would like to say that from my experience working in juvenile court, I have seen the effect of not having an exam on the possession of handguns. I represented